feel like you are ignoring, but it's not actually like that. It's due to the heavy influx of messages and commitments.
Hello guys, welcome to today's episode, and today we have a special guest of honor. He is well known and the Student Union President of Federal University Fuoye Sug. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Right, good afternoon everyone. My name is Dotun, Student Union President of Federal University of Ekiti. Thank you.
Yeah, actually honored to have you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, today I have some questions for you, not much. So let's get started. The first one is, what motivated you to run for the position of SUG president?
Alright, thank you. The motivation for me to run for the union president is very simple. The will and the desire to serve and make differences in the lives of every student. That's my biggest motivation for running in the first place.
Most of the time is, how do you get feedback from the student bodies to understand the students' welfare?
Getting feedback is a very essential part of communication. Communication without feedback is an incomplete one. So we have our means and strategies to ensure we get to the grassroots level, we get information, timely information, starting with the formation of the Fuoye press team, which we have, which comprises of a lot of students. In terms of hierarchy, faculty president and faculty PROs are there, departmental PROs, independent bloggers, campus journalists, and a whole lot of people that are interested in the media space. So they all form that group. So whenever there's an information from any students, any complaints, we are quick to get that, because I'm also a member of the group, and the group is handled by the Fuoye Sug PRO. Also, we have our social media channels, our Facebook page, Fuoye_SUG, our Instagram page, our Twitter page, which is always very, very active in communicating ideas and also receiving feedback also from the student populace. Also, we have a very amazing nexus between faculty PROs and departmental PROs. Then we have a whole lot of appointees and people, cadets, and a whole lot of students that form the body of information. So whenever there's an incident happening, then we get timely information and we work on it. So that's just been the brief way we get our information.
Yeah, thank you. Next question I have for you is, how do you manage politics and academics together?
Well, the efficiency of any leader is the ability to handle both. Politics can be very strenuous, can be time consuming, energy sapping, but then I think it's a matter of priorities really. When you set your priorities, my biggest priority for being in school is to get that certificate and to get a very, very good grade. So I will never shy away from that and pursue all other responsibilities. So for me, I try and balance the two. Whenever I get home, if I'm not so tired, pick my books and read. A lot of times, being a student leader comes with a whole lot of demand. A lot of times, very close to the exam, to just probably switch off my phone and notify maybe my advice or anybody else that they can always relate information with me, but it's just in the evening. So now I can spend the whole day reading and just revising, because the two goes hand in hand. So the most important thing is finding that balance in academics as a student leader. It's very important, because you won't even be there in the first place without being of good academic standing. So it's
Okay. Inspired you to be involved in student politics, and how has your perspective changed?
Well, just like I used to tell a lot of people in my engagements that students who participate in politics, they are always better equipped than the ones who don't participate. They are always very well equipped in terms of decision making, reasons for making such a decision. My motivation for even running for the post in the first place. I wasn't a very political person initially. I was just one of the students that always complaining and doing stuffs. But then along the line, I saw a need, and I saw the need to take a lead in that regard. I saw a whole lot of lapses. Then I ran for faculty presidency. I saw the need to upgrade. I saw the need for an upgrade in our political structure in the faculty. I ran and I emerged. I think I had two opponents then, and the margin of the votes was so massive. So that shows the level of trust people have in you when you are having votes like that. And then taking the bull by the horn, started the administration, was able to identify areas where the faculty was lacking, was able to solidify the faculty, and along the line that actually propelled me to later run for student union president of this citadel of learning, which is so important. So the greatest motivation is you see a need and you try and take the lead, try and make differences in people's life. According to the economists, they'll say human wants are numerous. Yeah, it is true, but it's all based on priority. I might not be able to solve the whole problems that students encounter day to day in Fuoye, but trust me, by the time I'm going to end the administration, I'll be living on the high. I would have solved at least 70% of the pertinent problems that students face, relating to academics, welfare, socials, and a whole lot of issues like that. So yeah, that's just it.
Yeah. We all know that we have different student bodies, like the Senate, student union. So how do you guys work hand in hand to ensure transparency?
Well, the student union government, the Fuoye student union government comprises of the student union executive council, which is headed by the president, the student union senate council, which is headed by the senate president, then the student union judicial council, headed by the chief judge. But that student union judicial council is still in formation at this time. So which we are left with the SUSC and the SUEC. Yeah, it should be an organization of the two parties where we work hand in hand to make sure that that student welfare is our basic focal point. At this moment, I'm a bit disappointed with the way things are at the Senate Council, because I always expect that we should be partners in progress, not partners in retrogression. But even at that, the Senate Council they are the arm of the government that make laws, that enact these laws, student-centric laws. So, and we have a good relationship in that regard with the Senate Council, although there has been some rancors and all, but we've been able to overcome all of that. And the most important thing is moving on and making sure that our students get the best out of the government.
Okay. So since you became the SUG president, have you ever faced any personal challenge?
Yeah.
And how do you overcome it?
There's always been personal challenges. The most pertinent of those challenges is the time constraints. Most times I hardly have time for myself because of the demands of the teaming populace. Most times I get home in the night, in the midnight. I've seen days where I'll get home in the midnight, maybe around 2, and I'll still be called from Oye that there's an emergency, blah blah blah. Although I have co-executives that are also in Oye, residents in Oye, but at the same time, sometimes my presence as the union president will be much more needed at such occasions. So my greatest constraint is the time factor, because I barely even have time. I get loads of WhatsApp messages, and you know some people, the moment you don't reply them, they start fighting with you and feel like you are ignoring, but it's not actually like that. It's due to the heavy influx of messages and commitments that the union president always have. And apart from time factor, I think the only other possible problem is the fact that well, relationships, you might not be able to, the cordial relationship you have with certain people, the people you spend your time with, you might not really have that time anymore. And then the general stereotype will set in, like, he's already president, he's already doing shakara, this and that. But then the most important thing is still trying to maintain that balance, that good relationship and solid interaction with people, because that's all that matters in the end.
Yeah, as at now, is there any plans or initiative to promote career development in students?
Yeah, well, my administration, the positive impact has really done a lot in that regard. We've done a whole lot of initiatives that are student-centric, that benefits the student populace. We always put in place seminars, presentation, talk shows, and a whole lot of incentives like that that the students can benefit from. Also, we are looking forward to a whole lot of partnership. That's why continuity in government is very important. We're looking towards a whole lot of partnerships in terms of research, internship, and also some industrial attachments for our students. In fact, that just came up recently, so we're working on that. We are quite hopeful and confident that it's going to be very fruitful.
Okay. Since you became the SUG president, how do you deal with women and their advances?